Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining this presentation of Memsource. A huge thank you to XTRF for organizing this event and inviting Memsource to participate. We're very happy to be here, or I'm happy, really happy to be here. My name is Christoph, and I now have 10 minutes before Maciej, Elizabeth, and Luca follow with their presentations. So obviously I will not be able to turn you into Memsource magicians in that time. But because I used to be a translator, I studied translation, then I spent a few years translating before becoming a quality manager and then joining Memsource. I decided to focus this presentation more on practical, actionable information about Memsource. So things like where you might actually encounter Memsource, what are the best ways to get familiar with it, and in doing so, getting ready to work with Memsource, or getting ready for when you need to or want to start working with Memsource. I could, maybe should, exploit the fact that I'm the first speaker in the block of the localization platforms, but really, if anything, I would like for your takeaway to be that one of the main strengths that you can work on already is versatility and adaptability. So getting exposed and getting experience with several CAT tools and localization platforms is really something that you can already start working on today, and it's something that might go a long way when you are trying to get started in the job market or when you already land a job. So this format that XTRF put together of 4 different localization platforms being demoed or presented by people who actually work at those companies, I think is a terrific opportunity for you all to dip your toes into the waters of localization. So I encourage you to try and get the most out of it. So let's get started. Memsource is a Czech company. We're headquartered in Prague, but we have a global presence. We were founded in 2010. So we're about to hit puberty in a bit. We also recently acquired Phrase, which is another localization platform. So we also have a sibling, and we're working on integrating those 2 platforms closer together, which hopefully will mean that in the future, if you already have experience with Memsource, it'll be easier for you to start working in Phrase. But we're not really going to go into Phrase today because we don't have the time. The essential information for you about Memsource is that A, it is cloud-based. That is the name of the game in 2021, and in the age of COVID, that means that, of course, it can be accessed from anywhere. As long as you got internet, you got Memsource. We do also support an offline editor for those special situations where you're just not connected to the internet. We also support all the major platforms. So whether you're working on a Windows laptop, a Mac, or a Linux machine, we got you covered. And we also have Android and iOS apps. So whatever you're working on, Memsource is available. How to actually get your hands on Memsource? This is very shocking, but there is a free Memsource trial that you can start. It's going to last you 30 days. And during that time, you can go nuts with all the features. So in general, what I really seriously recommend that you do is get a bunch of friends together, like 10 people, 11 people, and pick a project, pick a book, a short story, a Wikipedia article, or a set of articles that you're passionate about, and work on them, translate them in Memsource or in any of the other tools, and appoint 1 or 2 people from the group to be project managers and the other to be the linguists. When you work in Memsource, those are actually the 2 main account types, project manager and linguist. And this is a horrible oversimplification. But in the localization industry, I dare say that those are also the 2 core positions or job titles that everything else is based on. You will always need someone to handle the projects, to communicate with the clients, and to monitor deadlines. And you also need someone who actually does the linguistic work, hence project managers and linguists. I also, however, encourage you that if you've decided that you want to become a translator, still give being a project manager a shot. At least fake manage a few projects on your own or with the team to see what it's like to import the files, to chase linguists, to look out for the deadlines. It'll give you a special appreciation for the types of migraines and headaches that project managers have to deal with. And vice versa. If you're more extroverted and you prefer interacting with people rather than translating, go become a project manager or a quality manager, but still do some translation work. See what it's like to work with a translation memory. Try post-editing machine translation. Get some appreciation for what it's like to be a linguist. Because by walking in the other person's shoes, what that allows you to do is to make their work easier and their life better. And if you are great to work with, what tends to happen is that people try and tend to work more with you and they assign more work to you. So you've got your Memsource account. Now, the basic paradigms that you need to keep in mind are actually fairly standard, or at least this is what I grew up with. So I think this is the standard paradigm or workflow across most localization platforms. The basic unit is a job or a file which contains a list of segments that you translate. Jobs are organized into projects, which you can think of as folders. And that means that projects can have several jobs translated into several languages. On top of that, each project can have several workflow steps. So you can have the basic translation, then you can have review of the project, then you can have client review, and so on and so forth. This isn't shocking or twisty in any sense, which I think makes Memsource fairly user-friendly and easy to get familiar with and start working with. Specifically, what you will actually need to do when you are about to start working in Memsource is basically 5 very simple steps. I'm not even including any UI screenshots here because A, I think our UI is fairly intuitive, and B, starting with your first project is really easy. You start your trial, which means you create your own account. You create the users, so the linguists and the project managers. You create your translation memories and your term bases or glossaries to make sure that your work doesn't go to waste. Then you create the project, and then you upload the file that you're translating into that project. So that Wikipedia article or that short story or what have you. And that's it. Once you have that set up, you can start translating. It's as simple as that. Now in the professional realm, what you'll actually, what you might come across, I suppose, is different types of relationships, and you'll find yourself in different locations within the ecosystem. You can either have like freelance on your own, have your own Memsource account that you pay for, you own the translation memories, you own the term bases, and you are the lord of your work. Or you can get your Memsource account for free from your client or employer, in which case they will manage the translation memories, the term bases, and the deadlines, and you won't really have to worry about that. And obviously you might end up working with an LSP, so a translation agency, in which case you will work with content from all sorts of clients, which will be very colorful and exciting, or you can possibly work directly for some of the clients, which might narrow your focus down a bit. There's one more way to get your hands on Memsource, and that is our academic program. We provide universities and colleges with free Memsource licenses so that you can just try uploading projects, translating them, managing them, working with MT, all that jazz. If you are not sure whether your school is part of the program, there's nothing simpler than either reaching out to us directly yourselves or asking your teacher to reach out. You can do that at academic@memsource.com. And if your school is not part of our academic program, we'll help you set it up and you can get rolling pretty fast. That is it for me. I think hopefully I'm still under 10 minutes. Do also feel free to reach out to me at my email, which you can see here, or at LinkedIn if you got any questions or concerns or what have you. I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you for your time, and I hope this was at least a little bit useful.